BMW has just released the final teaser images of the newest 3 Series, and there's no easy way of saying this, but it's pretty ugly. But I don't think it's strictly the design of it, at least design features, that is really holding it back from being a good-looking car. And that's because whenever BMW announces a new design change, it never goes over well with the community at first. Because think about when the G90 M5 first released. Everyone hated it, everyone called it fat, everyone called it ugly. But now, many months later, it's grown on people. It's not the best looking M5, but it's definitely not the worst. And although this 3 Series and the G90 M5 are very different, I think essentially the same thing will happen here, especially when people start buying them and start building them out. The design will grow on people, but what won't grow on people, and what I think is the biggest issue, is the proportions of it. And take a look here. Here's what it looks like compared to the current G23 series. And you really start to see where all the body lines and where all the proportions really are off. And let's start with the roof line. It falls really flat at the top for some reason, and unlike the current 3 Series, where it flows and tapers off nicely towards the trunk, it follows along loosely the same direction, so it looks like the trunk has been cut off mostly, meaning it looks like a compact car. And the biggest issue, the front. The 3 Series now looks great with the long hood and the driving position tucked away towards the back, but the redesign, it took all that away. It pushed everything up towards the front, it shortened the hood, and they tried to do that to make it look more aggressive and more sleek and compact, but it doesn't make it look more aggressive, it makes it look like a Nissan Versa. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that, because here's what it looks like compared to the Nissan Versa. It looks like they took all the dimensions and all the proportions of it and then just kind of made it more boxy, which looks terrible. Compact cars don't look good when boxy, especially not a BMW 3 Series. But I think the worst part about messing with the proportions and the dimensions of the 3 Series is that it's always had its spot in the lineup. It was cheaper and smaller than the 5 Series, the flagship 7 Series, and the Grand Touring 8 Series, but it was bigger and more comfortable than the 1 and 2 Series. And the design of it really reflected that. It was smaller than the 5 Series, it looked more agile than the 7 Series, but it looked more lean than the 8 Series. But it had more road presence than the 1 and 2 Series. And messing with that messes with the core values of what the 3 Series is. So that's kind of my disappointing thoughts on the new 3 Series. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.